the Galactic Council chamber filled with worried voices. Representatives from 12 species gathered around the glowing table. Above them, a hologram showed burning cities and crying people. "Another village destroyed," said Council Leader Mira. Her blue skin turned pale with fear. "The Velans are dying. We must do something." The other council members shifted in their seats. No one wanted to speak first? "The Krell are too dangerous," said Ambassador Tone. His 4 eyes blinked nervously. "They have destroyed 3 colonies this month. They take everything. They kill anyone who resists." "But the Velans asked for our help," Mira said. "They are peaceful traders. They have no weapons, no army. The Krell are hunting them like animals." A heavy silence fell over the room. Everyone knew the truth. The Galactic Council had ships. They had soldiers. But the Krell were brutal. They showed no mercy. And most species in the Council were not fighters. They were explorers, scientists, traders. "What about the treaty worlds?" someone asked. "Can they help?" "They are too far away," Tone replied. "By the time they arrive, the Velans will be gone, extinct." Mira looked around the table. She saw fear in every face. Her people had lived in peace for thousands of years. War was something they read about in old books. The Krell made war every day. "There is one option," said a quiet voice from the corner. Everyone turned. Old Keeper Bryn sat in the shadows. He rarely spoke during meetings. When he did, people listened. "The humans," Bryn said. The room went silent. Several ambassadors gasped. 2 actually stood up from their chairs. "Absolutely not," Tone said quickly. "The humans are Deathworlders. They come from a planet that kills everything. Their world has poison in the air, monsters in the water, and plants that eat flesh. I heard they evolved as hunters," another voice added. "Apex predators. They chased prey until it died from exhaustion. Their planet tried to kill them every day," someone else said. "So they became killers themselves." Mira raised her hand for silence. "I have read the reports about Earth. Yes, their world is dangerous. Yes, they are warriors. But they joined our council peacefully. They follow our laws. They have never attacked anyone. Because everyone is too afraid to make them angry," Tone muttered. Bryn stood slowly. His old bones creaked. 50 years ago, humans found us. We expected war. We expected death. Instead, they brought music, art, stories. They were kind to us." "Kind?" Tone laughed. "They smile with their teeth showing. Like predators before they strike. And their eyes, they face forward. Hunter eyes. Every prey species knows what that means." "The Velans are dying right now," Mira said firmly. "We can debate human nature later. Right now we need someone who can fight the Krell. The humans can fight." The vote took only minutes. 12 species voted yes. 20 voted no. But Mira had the final word as council leader. "Send the message to Earth," she said. "Tell them we need help. Tell them the Velans are dying. And if the humans say yes?" Tone asked. "What then? We bring Deathworlders into our space. We show them our worlds, our weaknesses. Then we pray they are as honorable as Bryn believes," Mira answered. "Because right now the Velans have no other hope." The message traveled across space at light speed. It reached Earth 3 days later. The human ship Vengeance was on patrol near the outer colonies. "Captain Cole read the distress call twice. They actually called us," he said to his crew, the Galactic Council. "They're asking for help." "About time," said Jack, the pilot. He was young and eager. "We've been out here for months doing nothing." Lisa, the ship's medic, looked worried. "The Krell are slavers, right? I read about them. They attack weak species and take prisoners." "That's right," Cole said. His jaw tightened. "They're raiders, bullies. They pick on peaceful species because they know no one will fight back." Tom, the weapons officer, checked his console. "We can reach the Velan homeworld in 2 days if we push the engines." Cole stood from his chair. He was tall and broad-shouldered. His face was hard from years of military service. But his eyes showed something else. Compassion, anger, purpose. "Set course for Vela Prime," he ordered. "Maximum speed. Send a message back to the council. Tell them the humans are coming." "Should we wait for backup?" Lisa asked. Cole shook his head. "The Velans don't have time. We go now." The Vengeance turned toward Velan space. Its engines burned bright in the darkness. Inside the ship, the crew prepared for war. They checked weapons. They reviewed battle plans. They did what humans had done for thousands of years. They prepared to fight for someone who could not fight for themselves. Behind them, the council waited nervously. Ahead of them, the Krell continued their attacks. And on Vela Prime, The survivors huddled in caves and ruins, hoping someone would hear their prayers. The Deathworlders were coming, and they were bringing retribution. The Vengeance dropped out of hyperspace above, Phala Prime. What Captain Cole saw made his blood run cold. The planet was burning. Smoke rose from a dozen cities. Debris floated in orbit, pieces of destroyed satellites and defense stations. The Krell had been thorough. "Scan for survivors," Cole ordered. "I'm picking up life signs," Tom reported. "Scattered groups, mostly in the mountain regions and underground shelters." "Any Krell ships?" "3 raiders in low orbit. They're scanning the surface. Probably hunting for survivors." Cole's hands gripped his chair. "Can we take them?" Tom smiled. It was not a kind smile. "Sir, we're a warship." "They're pirates flying cargo haulers with guns strapped on." "Yes, we can take them." "Then let's introduce ourselves." The Vengeance moved fast. Human ships were built different from other species. They could handle extreme speeds and sharp turns. The crew could survive crushing G-forces that would kill most aliens. The Krell never saw them coming. The first raider exploded before it could raise shields. The second tried to run. Tom's missiles caught it 3 seconds later. The third sent a distress call before the Vengeance disabled its engines. "Leave that one floating," Cole said. "Let them tell their friends what happened here." Jack guided the ship down to the largest city, or what was left of it. Buildings lay in ruins. Streets were empty. Bodies littered the ground. "Monsters," Lisa whispered. "They killed everyone." "Not everyone," Cole said. "There are survivors. Let's find them." The crew landed near what looked like an old temple. It was half destroyed, but the structure still stood. Cole led a team of 5 soldiers outside. They wore armor and carried weapons, but their helmets were off. Cole wanted the survivors to see human faces. "Hello?" he called out. "We're here to help. We received your distress call." Silence. Then slowly a small figure emerged from the rubble. She was young, maybe a child by Valen standards. Her skin was pale green and her large eyes showed fear. Are you the Deathworlders?" she asked in broken Galactic standard. Cole knelt down to her level. He made himself smaller, less threatening. "My name is Cole. I'm human. We came because you needed help." "Everyone said humans are scary," the girl whispered. "They said you come from a world of monsters, that you are monsters too." "Some people think that," Cole said gently, "but we're not here to hurt you." "What's your name?" "Tira." "Tira, can you take us to other survivors? We have medicine, food, we can help." Tira looked at him for a long moment. Then she nodded. She led them into the temple ruins. Inside, about 50 Velans huddled together. They were hurt, scared, and starving. When they saw the humans, some cried out in fear. "Please," Tira said to her people. "They want to help us." Lisa moved forward slowly. She showed them her medical supplies. "I'm a doctor. Let me treat your wounds." One by one, the Velans allowed the humans to help them. Lisa worked quickly, treating burns and broken bones. The soldiers shared their rations. Cole spoke with the elder survivors, learning what happened. "The Krell came 3 weeks ago. An old Velan named Kem explained. They demanded tribute. Food, supplies, technology. We gave them everything we had. But it wasn't enough. They wanted slaves too. How many did they take?" Cole asked. 2,000. Maybe more. They have a base on the 4th moon. That's where they keep the prisoners. Cole's jaw tightened. "And the Galactic Council?" "They did nothing?" Kem looked down. "They sent messages. Words of sympathy. But no help. No ships. No soldiers. They said the Krell were too dangerous. That we should negotiate." "Negotiate with slavers," Cole said quietly. His voice was cold as ice. "With murderers?" "You come from a death world," Kem said. "Your people understand violence. Most of us don't. We've lived in peace for 3,000 years. We forgot how to fight." The Krell knew this. They knew no one would stop them. Cole stood. He looked at his team. They all had the same expression, anger, determination. "They were wrong," Cole said. "Someone will stop them." "We will." "You're only one ship," Kem said. "The Krell have dozens of raiders. Hundreds of warriors. Their base is heavily defended. Then we'll need a plan," Cole said. "Tom, Jack, Lisa, back to the ship. We have work to do." Over the next 6 hours, the humans prepared. They studied Krell movements. They mapped the moon base using long-range scanners. They analyzed weaknesses. Tira watched them work. She saw how they moved, quick, efficient, focused. She saw them check their weapons over and over. She saw the cold determination in their eyes. "Are you scared?" she asked Cole. He looked at her. Yes, fear keeps you alive. It makes you careful. But you're still going to fight? Yes, why? We're not your people. You don't know us. Cole was quiet for a moment. Then he knelt beside her again. Where I come from, we have a saying. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. The Krell are evil. They hurt the weak because they think no one will stop them. We're going to prove them wrong. The council was afraid, Tira said. Everyone is afraid of the Krell. The Krell should be afraid of us, Cole said simply. That night, the humans loaded their weapons. They put on their armor. They said prayers and checked equipment one final time. The Velans watched in amazement and fear. They saw the transformation. The kind humans who gave them food and medicine were gone. In their place stood warriors, hunters, predators. Now I understand why they call you Deathworlders, Kem said quietly. Cole smiled. It showed teeth. We're not monsters, Kem, but to monsters we must seem like demons. The Krell are about to learn an important lesson. What lesson? That humans protect the innocent, and we punish the guilty, no matter the cost. The vengeance lifted off at dawn. It turned toward the fourth moon, where 2,000 slaves waited for rescue, and where the Krell waited, unaware that their judgment day had arrived. The Krell base sat on the dark side of the fourth moon. It was built into a crater, surrounded by walls and gun towers. Dozens of ships were docked at landing pads. Guards patrolled the perimeter. Inside, 2,000 Velan prisoners worked in chains. They mined rare metals. They sorted cargo. They served their captors. The Krell warriors laughed and drank, celebrating another successful raid. Varg, the Krell leader, sat in his command center. He was massive, covered in thick armor plating and scars. He had led raids for 20 years. No one had ever challenged him. Sir, we lost contact with 3 patrol ships, a soldier reported. Varg waved dismissively. Equipment failure. Send a repair crew. Sir, they were near Vela Prime. All 3 lost contact at the same time. Varg frowned. The Velans have no weapons, no ships. What could... Alarms screamed throughout the base. Unknown ship incoming. Fast approach. Varg jumped to his feet. What ship? Council patrol? Negative. The design is the unknown. Wait. Computer identifies it as human. The room went silent. Every Krell knew about humans. Stories traveled through the underworld. Tales of a species that came from a nightmare planet. Warriors who never stopped. Never surrendered. But they were just stories. Warnings that criminals told each other. One ship? Varg laughed. They sent one ship? Destroy it. The base defense towers opened fire. Missiles and energy beams filled space. But the Vengeance moved like nothing the Krell had seen before. It twisted and rolled, dodging fire. Human reflexes and technology working together. They're too fast, the gunner shouted. The Vengeance returned fire. One tower exploded. Then another. Tom's targeting was perfect. Every shot hit exactly where it needed to. Launch fighters, Varg ordered. 20 Krell raiders scrambled into space. They surrounded the human ship, firing from all sides. Inside the Vengeance, Cole remained calm. Jack, evasive pattern Delta. Tom, target their engines, not their cockpits. Sir? Tom asked. I want prisoners who can tell others what happened here, Cole said coldly. The battle was brutal but short. Human ships were faster, human weapons more precise, human pilots trained for war since childhood. The Krell were raiders used to attacking helpless prey. This prey had teeth. Half the Krell fighters were disabled in minutes. The rest retreated back to base. The Vengeance followed them down, landing hard on the main pad. The boarding ramp dropped before the engines even stopped. Cole led the assault team out. 12 human soldiers against hundreds of Krell warriors. The Krell charged, roaring battle cries. They were big, strong, and fearless, but they had never fought humans before. The first Krell warrior swung a massive club. Cole ducked under it, moved inside the Krell's guard, and struck 3 precise points. Nerve clusters humans had learned from thousands of years studying anatomy. The warrior dropped, paralyzed. Lisa moved like water, using the Krell's size against them. She was small and fast. They were big and slow. Every movement counted. Every strike disabled rather than killed. Tom and Jack fought back-to-back, covering each other. They had trained together for 5 years. They moved as one unit, anticipating each other's actions. The Krell kept coming. But humans had something no other species possessed in the same way. Endurance. On Earth, humans hunted by chasing prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. They could fight for hours. Days if necessary. The Krell began to tire. The humans didn't. Fall back, a Krell officer shouted. Regroup at the prison block. They're using the prisoners as shields, Tom reported. Cole's expression darkened. New plan. Team 2, secure the landing pads. No ships leave this moon. Team 1, with me. We're going through the walls. Through, sir. We have breaching charges. Use them. We go in fast, extract the prisoners, and get out before they can organize a defense. The humans moved with terrifying efficiency. They blasted through the outer wall, creating a new entrance. Smoke and dust filled the corridor. The Krell inside panicked, expecting the attack from the main gates. Cole's team stormed the prison block from behind. The guards barely had time to raise weapons before they were neutralized. Non-lethal rounds where possible. Lethal force when necessary. Everyone stay calm, Cole shouted to the prisoners in Galactic standard. We're here to rescue you. Follow my soldiers. Move quickly and quietly. The villains stared in shock. Then Tira's voice came over Cole's comm unit. She had insisted on coming, broadcasting messages to her people. It's true. The humans are here. They came for us. Follow them. The prisoners began to move. 2,000 terrified villains guided by 12 human soldiers. It should have been impossible. But humans specialized in impossible. Varg appeared at the far end of the corridor with 50 warriors. You think you can take my property, Deathworlder? Cole stepped forward. They're not property. They're people. And you're going to stand down or I'm going to make you. Varg laughed. You're outnumbered, outgunned. You came to my base with one ship. Foolish. You picked on peaceful traders because you thought no one would stop you. Cole said quietly. You were wrong. We stopped you. And now everyone in the galaxy will know. The Krell ran from humans. Varg's face twisted with rage. Kill them all! The final battle was fierce. But the Krell made a mistake. They charged forward, forgetting the prisoners behind them were now armed. The humans had given weapons to those who would take them. The villains weren't warriors. But they were angry, and they had humans showing them how to fight. Varg fell when Tom's stun round hit him square in the chest. The remaining Krell surrendered when they realized they were surrounded. Secure them, Cole ordered. Lisa, check the prisoners for injuries. Jack prepped the ship for multiple runs. We're evacuating everyone. It took 6 hours to transport all 2,000 prisoners back to Vela Prime. The Vengeance made 12 trips. On the final run, Cole brought Varg in chains. On Vela Prime, the survivors cheered. They had never seen warriors before. Now they understood. The humans were dangerous, yes, but only to those who deserved it. Thank you, Kem said, tears in his old eyes. You saved us. You risked everything for people you didn't know. Cole shook his head. We did what was right. Nothing more. The council will hear of this, Kem said. They'll know humans are not monsters. They'll also know we don't tolerate slavers, Cole added. A message came through from the Galactic Council. Mira's face appeared on screen. Captain Cole, we've received reports of your actions. The council wants to thank you. Thank us, Cole asked. You called us because you were too afraid to help. The Valens suffered because the council did nothing. Mira looked ashamed. You're right. We failed them. We were afraid. Then learn from this, Cole said firmly. The strong protect the weak. That's what civilization means. If you can't do that, then what's the point of your council? He closed the channel. Tira hugged Cole's leg. Will you stay? We have to go, he said gently. But we'll be close. If the Krell come back, call us. We'll come faster next time. Everyone said humans are Deathworlders. That you're scary, Cole smiled. We are scary, but only to bad people. To good people, we're friends. The Vengeance left Vela Prime the next day. Behind them, the Velans began rebuilding. Word of the battle spread across the galaxy. The Krell learned to avoid human-protected space. Other raiders thought twice before attacking peaceful species. And in the council chambers, Mira stood before the assembly. We called them Deathworlders like it was a curse, she said. We feared them because they came from a world that tried to kill them every day. But that world made them strong. It made them survivors. It made them protectors. They're still dangerous, Tone argued. Yes, Mira agreed, but they're dangerous to those who prey on the innocent. The humans showed us something we forgot. Real strength isn't about weapons or ships. It's about standing up when others cannot. It's about fighting for what's right even when you're afraid. The council voted. From that day forward, humans would be honored members. More than that, they would be the Council's defenders. Its protectors, because sometimes the galaxy needed Deathworlders, sometimes it needed humans. The end.